All right, hello. All right. Hello there, YouTube. This video might have a really weird title, but this topic is going to be interesting, I promise you. I I was born on an island called Barbados, and this is, I mean, its name would have been popping up in movies and TV shows and stuff kind of recently over the past few years. The most recent I can remember for sure, because that's one of the most well-known characters in video games. Sonic the Hedgehog, the live-action movie, was one of the first movies. I'm sure that all of a sudden Barbados was oddly mentioned. The reason I'm speaking about this today, the Devil's Pit and the fate of the indigenous Indian race. Okay? Alright, so we all know about Africa, India, Europe, America, Russia, different places on the earth, right? But what people don't know, right? We're in the Caribbean, they say, but I'm quite sure we're not. The Caribbean chain is way further up north, and Barbados is this little tiny island. So I'm gonna speak whilst I play here. Yeah, I just had to reconnect my controllers. All right, so I'm gonna be playing this and speaking at the same time. All right, so let me turn this down a bit more. I think that should be good enough, to be honest. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Just so that you can hear me clearly, and we're still getting the best audio. Now I'm gonna leave that how that was. Yeah, that should be good there though. So there is the north wind and there is the south wind, right? And the north wind and south wind intersect exactly where this island called Barbados is, or actually BarBADos, because it was named in the past after the bearded fig tree, and it was called Los BarBADos, which supposedly means the bearded, but I'm quite sure it means something else. Anyway, Barbados, get it? Bad. A lot of pirates settled here over time, stuff like that. So yeah, and also this, for those of you focused on the game itself, the Jewel Blades, I do believe, or if not the best weapon type in this game, one of the best, because this insect glaive is awesome as well, like diving through the air with slices and just jumping around, just boning around airborne and slicing is amazing. But although you can't shield while attacking, you have almost infinite. Once you manage your stamina and stuff like that, your energy, you could slice enemies almost like infinitely. Like once you know what you're doing, you're always attacking. You can easily avoid, you can keep your speed and dash across the field, stuff like that. So I really do believe this is one of the best weapons in the entire game, to be honest. I wasn't recording like this for a while, so quality might be a bit weird compared to my past like recordings, but I guess I've got it. Let's see. So I'm gonna pause my recording here. I think my zoom is a bit odd. I don't have the entire screen recording. I have this so centered, it's crazy, because look at all that's missing. So I had this set to full. I think I've got to put something under here, give it a bit more height. I do not have, I don't have a thing I could use, sadly. In fact, I do, but all right, let's see. So what happened is this island exists on the very center of the Earth's map. A lot of people don't realize it because they're not too good with their geography, other reasons, or they just don't care, right? But what that means is the north winds that I just mentioned and the south winds perfectly meet exactly where this island is. That looks amazing, to be honest. Whoa, that looks amazing. All right, so I've just been dishing through, so because I already made it to master rank in this game, and I've just been dishing through some high rank event quests. All right, so ooh, this is gonna be an easy one, I guess. All right, so that's That's Great Rogi, I think, and Rajang, is that Rajang or whichever? So Rajang, let's see. So these things are weakest to as ice, blast and ice. I'll use my blast weapon, and blast and ice Rajang is weak to as well. So I'm just gonna switch over to my manage equipment, switch over to my blast and ice weapons. I've got a weapon. This is amazing, and I did get it to its like strongest form in the game, upgrade ways. So the north and south winds meet on this island perfectly. And what that actually did to native Barbadians, what they call themselves, they call them Barbadians because we call the island Los BarBADos, and all of a sudden call the people Barbadians, Barbadians, right? Over the years, you know, we've had some settlements from us in Europe, some European settlement, British, that sort of stuff. And there was like this uprising in the plantations. If you know about the story of Bassa, it's a real story. And today is mostly black people. So the really messed up thing about this island is, right, our Earth, or this planet Earth, is mostly water. All scientists tell us, we learn from school all the way down the through the years. You know, this island is this Earth. I'm saying island is mostly water, right? So the land masses are surrounded by water, right? And I was speaking in one of my random Mario Kart videos. I don't, unless you're someone who's serious enough to realize that I'm like really on point with my information, and you know about that episode, you've been watching that to the end. I spoke about how this island is. I spoke about the same thing. This island is on the very center of the Earth map, and it literally has. It literally has. Is like the water. All the other islands somehow formed via, you know, like when two earth plates meet, either something like that, or some sort of volcanic eruption or something of the sort. But somehow, and if you check, the scientists do have to admit, BarBADos, right? This island, BarBADos, came up out of the ocean, out of nowhere, just like that. Shoof, poof, straight up out the ocean. So the constant cycling from the north winds and the south winds around the same island. This is also like heavy proof that this island is on the very center of the Earth map, and that means a lot more than some people know or even care to think about. The very center of the Earth map. So the north and south winds meet perfectly, and the island has this system called an anticyclone. So the reason it's called that, storms, hurricanes, that sort of stuff, they all form spinning in what you call a clockwise direction, the same direction that clocks, their hands move. Storms and hurricanes, everything spins in that direction. But this unique storm around the island that never dies, right? Because I know that's what it is a spiral of cloud formation and wind formation, spins in the opposite direction, the anti-cyclone direction. Because when the north and south meet, they cause a kind of disturbance on the clockwise spin of the Earth, right? The Earth goes clockwise, and the winds meet up in this kind of weird fashion, and they cause that anti-cyclone. So, like, I know this sounds like a scientific class, but it's supposed to be. I mean, in a sense, it's just, this is serious as hell. So, I'm gonna get my point at some, you know, my major conclusive point here eventually. So, what happens is, when that wind north and south meets, just like you have a battery and it has a negative and a positive, and when both of those diodes are activated, we get energy. So you put those, you see you have a battery, you put it into your remote and stuff, it also allows it to turn on, right? So we get those diodes activating, we get energy, right? Now if you're a human and you live on a land that has both negative and positive energies from the Earth, you have some weird, unique energy systems going on there. Like, there's no doubt. And your DNA, your cells, everything, they're constantly being energized in this weird, unique fashion. And like, your DNA is not normal. We've got majority of the Barbadian population is black because of the uprising from the plantation, stuff like that. That is how it is today in 2026. And the black gene has this unique. They think it's people call it, people like to call it immunity to the sun, but it's really a hiding away from the sun. And this thing called melanin that they is a myth. They say that melanin gets power from the sun. No, it blocks energy from the sun. So these people actually, they're having this constant bombardment, right, of this negative, positive diode energy, and their bodies are also trying to block off the natural energy from. Why they choose this freaking mission? They chose a really, really difficult one. Holy shit, this is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy. It's just I'm not bad at this. This is only high rank, and my armor and everything else is like master rank, so we should be fine. So there is the part now about the Devil's Pit shit. That sounds really scientific, fake. It's real. So whenever you have anything a spin top, right? Anything at all that's constantly spinning at a high speed, the very center of it is going to become hollow, because you're going to have this centrifugal, you're going to have this force coming out from the center of the spin, and it's going to be breaking away the gravity at that point. So believe it or not, the gravity where we are on this island is way different to other parts of the earth, because a Barbadian might go overseas and they say, I feel really weird whenever I leave the island. Is like, and they might be brainwashed into thinking it's all like spiritual or something, and that people overseas are wicked knows that the gravity is so different compared to what they're accustomed to on their own home island, that they're going to feel slightly off, they're going to feel slightly different, right? But that hollowness that I spoke about, it created something that I call the Devil's Pit, right? A direct chasm straight into the center of the earth. We have this cave here on island BarBADos that is called Harrison's Cave. We call it Harrison's Cave, and it's been a tourist attraction for the longest while, right? Major tourist attraction. People come here as a beautiful cave, stalactites, stalagmites, all that kind of shit, and it is gorgeous, right? But the thing about this cave is, it is what I call the major sea cave to the center of the earth. As crazy as that sounds, right? And say you take a bucket and it has water in it, and you're spinning that bucket, the water is going to rise along the sides of the bucket, correct? Right? So that thing's dead. Good, we got one down. Go separate them, these fences, or I definitely can't get these. I'd take some major damage, and we're not looking for that. See that? I'm trying to get my materials, bitch. He doesn't care. And I'm poisoned, so that makes no sense. Gotta, heal up. Alright, so the cave that I keep speaking about, this cave has a never-ending chasm directly to the center. And this water, right? They say technically that BarBADos is below sea level, and believe it or not, I kid you not, right? They're actually correct. So the water during the spin rises and rises and rises. So what's happening to the earth right now? We have this really huge, this serious like shift in the spin of the earth going on, this variation going on, and the spin is slowing down. People are saying it's speeding up, but it's actually slowing down. What's happening is, if you take a spin top and you spin it, right before that spin top dies off, it starts to, whilst it's slowing down, it starts to speed wobble, doesn't it? It starts to wobble because it's losing its momentum. That's what's happening to the earth. So we're moving up, we're shifting down, we're shifting up. Land masses are changing their geological location constantly because of that. We're having this weird shift in it because of some other body that travels through our solar system. They say once every few thousand years, brings a lot of rocks with it, like the Bible said, in the last days the stars will fall from the heavens, stuff like that, blah blah blah. But the most important thing about this is, and why I really do believe we need to leave this dying island, we do not. If we stay here, we are expecting some serious death. The Bible even, there's even, and I'm talking about the Bible all the time, but I call it the Book of Chronicles. I don't really believe in the, hooking onto religious sense. It's more about the fact that these are ancient texts. Yes, everyone says the Bible could have been easily edited, it's not accurate, stuff like that. It could be, falsified more so. But really and truly, there are too much things happening in that have been proven to, be records for the future. They put records in a book and, slapped a religion on it so that, people who aren't intelligent enough to see the science in it, how it's true, would doubt it just because it's a religion, and they'd miss out on some important information. And that's what's happening. It is not a religion. The Bible is not a religion. The Bible is literally a coded book of the future, like giving us information on what is to come. Literally, it is a what you call a chronicle. All right. So this chronicle clearly states that in the last days the islands would disappear. Like we wouldn't be able to find them after the beginning of the what I call Ragnarok. Right. We even had a freaking Thor movie called Thor Ragnarok as a direct reference to that. Jesus, man. I've got to use this. I've got to use this. I got one. Nope. Nope. I got to use these fences. Right. So, like I said, the water begins to recede from the center of the earth where we are, as the earth spins. But as the earth slows down, the water is going to return to the island. And this is something that they've been trying to hide from people because, it's proof that it possibly is happening and the island isn't safe. There are too many people who, for some reason, I never liked the idea of living on a tiny island, though. Life is weird in the sense that what you don't have, you tend to chase after. So a lot of people who live in the big cities and stuff might like the idea of living on an island, but it's not all it's cut out to seem because security wise and stuff, you could easily be exploited on an island. People could do as they please. It's never a balanced lifestyle because, security wise and stuff, people do whatever they want. The island is too small. Security is always limited. Just like how you could have 1,000 soldiers for every person if a land is big enough. But on a land that is so tiny, as Barbados, one of the tiniest islands ever called a country. This is like, they say 166 square miles, not even a mile, square miles. Like, holy shit. They had to use a different measurement system. Alright? The island is too tiny. So the water returns to the island, and this Harrison's Cave, which is really what I call the road to the Devil's Pit, or the very center of the earth. The water is beginning to rise in Harrison's Cave. Like, there's certain parts where you could have easily, like, walked around in that are entirely filled with water now. And they've got those places barred off, of course. Our beaches used to be way bigger, and our beaches are shrinking. Like, you're seeing all the freaking signs, and of course they're going to try to hide it because there are a lot of people who invested money in this island. They don't want to lose the money. It is a tourist attraction site. I'm not saying this. I live on the island. I'm not saying this to attempt to destroy the tourism. But what is the cost of money if you lose all of it and all of the lives that live there? If you lose everyone living there, what's the freaking sense? It is more than likely going to happen. The earth, all these earthquakes we're hearing about, is speeding to hell up. And the process of what I'm about to speak about. All right. So this Devil's Pit. They speak about Tartarus. We hear about the Greek stories. Like, right now, there's this thing going on with Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, some people would know about the stories, like, ahead of time, stuff like that. There's certain systems that don't have to prove anything. But what has been slightly smartly referenced in Kingdom Hearts 3, right? Hades was speaking about the planetary alignment, and he was saying that as the planets align, he would have more power, and he would be able to bring the Titans back, and he would have his place again, in the cosmos, stuff like that, yada yada. And of course, in the story, Sora still defeats him, stuff yada. But I knew it doesn't end there for sure. Everything still went to plan, because what happened to Sora uniquely in Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora would not be able to stop Hades. Sora isn't in the state we think he is. He isn't even awake, I'd say. It's really weird. Like, this thing about that little teddy bear looking shit, that little chibi looking shit told Sora that he is in the rift between life and death. And I'm a genius. I'm not saying it to like brag or anything in my video, but I'm just letting you know I'm a genius and I read into things really early. I see what they are, what Sora would have to do, and his friends would see him as evil, and whoever else until they realize what really is that happened and why he would have to go to Hades and form an agreement so that he could return to the land of the living, or so that he could come, return to form after what happened to him. He actually disappeared at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. He is in what I called a paradox of Dream Rift. Now, that's going to connect back to all of this. It's going to be really weird. We had this weird pandemic, they called it. People getting sick, the sun giving this weird light. We had these weird, all of a sudden, all these eclipses and the cosmos or the heavens going quiet. Weather was all of a sudden weird. The earth going silent. Who's to say that we didn't somehow shift between realms somehow, and our energies are entirely different, stuff like that. This pit, right? Like people say that just like there's a negative and a positive, this could be the world of light, and there'd be a world of darkness, right? If you are intelligent enough to ignore all the shit talk about, is the Bible is nonsense, Christianity is nonsense, forget the entire part about Christianity. Just take the book for what it is. It is a chronicle. It's supposed to be giving you information on what is and what is to come. And you read through, you would know about they're speaking about the darkness and the light, the separation that the whatever God or entity it is that created this earth or formed it, right? Him alone or it alone separated the darkness from the light, called it day and night, right? But there could be more to that than what we see as this calendar or daytime and nighttime. That could be speaking about the darkness and the light, right? Literally, you cannot have a light in the total embodiment of darkness. You cannot have darkness in the total embodiment of light. They had to be separated, right? So that the realms could be as we see them today, the world, right? And this realm that exists beneath us, I'm quite sure, the dark world. They even had a Thor movie called Thor: The Dark World, literally, The Dark World. They were referencing that directly again. It is literally, like, I would say, flooded by evil, dark energy, alright? Evil energy. And this island this island BarBADos, right, sits directly on the top of the Devil's Pit. That is the cave that leads directly to the underworld, or what I call the dark world, right? And obviously, if you're born in a land like that, it's going to affect your spirit. You're not going to be whatever person you would have been if you were born somewhere else. You're going to be slightly more evil because you've got this evil energy coming up directly through this island. This island generates it into this one because that's what like balances them out. The energy from this world goes through that pit into the dark world, and the energy from that dark world goes through this pit that this island exists on into this light world. It kind of keeps the realms balanced, right? But at the same time, if you live on the world of light that we call Earth and all the other lands up here, right? The other lands, the Bible says that this is not the chronicle. Let me correct myself. Says that this is not the only earth that fell. This is the only earth that fell to sin, but this is not the only earth. That's what it clearly means, right? This is the only earth that fell to sin. This is not the only earth. All right. So this earth then has, is drowned, I'd say, in light and a balance between light and dark because of that unique connection. I'm quite sure, like, just like you have battery negative at the top, negative at the bottom, positive at the top. That's how it works, right? Yeah, you set it like you put it in place to stand up, right? Is a positive at the top, negative at the bottom. It's the same thing. They're directly referencing it. If it was the other way around, I'm quite sure we would have seen the negative at the top and positive at the bottom. But no, that's how it is. It's negative at the bottom, positive at the top, where we are. And then there's the land of the gods above that, keeps the further keeps the realms balanced. But just being born on this island, your spirit is your spiritual entity or existence is darkened. And I'm not talking about skin color. I'm talking about spirit energy. Your soul is darkened somehow. Like a lot of people, they visit this island, they say that they feel different somehow. They don't feel as connected to like what you say concern. They feel free. A lot of people like coming here because of that, and others come here and because they might be a little more what I call spiritually adept or attuned, or conscious. They they realize what it is. It's like this evil or this lower energy darkness just like changing them, right? You feel so different every time you visit this island. Hawaii the same, but it's not. Is not. It's like this vibrance on Hawaii because it's one of the central energy diodes of the Earth. There are many. There's one in America. There's one in Hawaii. That's part of it. As Americas as well, but that's more southern. There's one in the Bermuda Triangle. That's a really strong one. So there's odd effects. Planes always avoid that shit. There's one in the there's one in Antarctica, and that's one of the biggest ones. I'm gonna. Why should I be speaking about that? There's rumors, though. I mean, it's all over the internet, so why not, right? There's rumors all over the internet about how there's land forming there and stuff like that. Who knows? Could be right. But point is, Barbados or BarBADos, if you could look it up, BARBADOS, exists directly on the Devil's Pit. The water is rising again, and I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. This island could easily end up beneath the ocean again, just gone. And people need to be dying careful here. This is freaking serious. There's been tsunami warnings across the lands around our vicinity. All these earthquakes happening and stuff. I mean, a pressure cooker starts slow and then it speeds up, right? That's exactly what we're going through right now, and this is freaking serious. The all these slow rise to like the earthquakes are getting bigger and bigger. The sun is freaking out more and more and more, and the Devil's Pit is beginning to push even more darkness. So everyone born here is, I would say, tainted by this dark world energy, and it is really more serious than is ever told. There's a lot of especially like devil worshippers and stuff like that make this island a freaking heavy base because they know Freemasons. They're Freemasons of light and Freemasons of darkness. For those of you who know nothing about that, all Freemasons aren't evil. It's a myth. Freemasonry is the study of that. That is like the agency of knowledge itself, right? Not the worship of knowledge, but more the respect of it. So the people who carry on in the dark side, or what I call the evil side, are people who carry on in the light side or the good side. But this island has always been, I'm quite sure, the evil side masquerading as good. Its main economy system is directly based on the tourism industry. We got Hilton here. We've got DV South Winds. We've got a lot of different places that different resort areas. We've got Island Safari. We have a lot of stuff going on here, and I really do wonder why, if that's the case, the island still remains in its kind of rugged suburban. I wouldn't even say suburban. Like, I guess maybe that's part of the tourism. It's more older. Like, as the world progresses, we still stay as far back into how development buildings look, stuff like that, as we possibly can. We retain, this island retains that. But I really am truly not spiritually connected to the dark side, even in the slightest. So as I was growing up around here, I was misunderstood, I was mistreated, I was abused, I was picked on. That's basically it. I am the farthest from an imp. Yeah, you've got to be open minded and as raw, honest to nature these days as possibly can. That's the only way you're gonna survive what's nearing. Barbadians, yeah, they're angels and they're demons. There's light, there's darkness, there's evil people, there's good people. Like, as much as your land is, as Barbados is called a country, it is not. It is a freaking island. It's really tiny. And this evil, they speak about the returning of Lucifer in the final days. He's going to be on the earth. And I'm quite sure, if not, no, way back when already. There's something that landed on that flew directly out of the sun at top speed. I tell you, max speed, flew out of the sun and landed on Mars. That's why all of a sudden the scientists are all talking about going to Mars, Mars, Mars. All they're freaking hearing about is Mars because they're looking for this thing. But what they don't know, whatever it is that landed on Mars, it is living. It is not an item. It is something that returned. That's all I'm going to say. It was released from the bottomless pit. All right. Is going to be placed back into destruction, but it's going to be complicated. The connections that I made over the years since I was really young, trying to decipher the freaking story of this world that I was born into and what's happening here, is so Lucifer is going to be destroyed somehow, and it's not going to be as simple as, because this idea of heaven and hell, God and demons, angels and demons and stuff, is more in the mind and the spirit than people think. It's more spiritual than physical, right? So Lucifer is our evil side, and God is our good side, like the left eye and the right eye, the eye of evil and the eye of good, and that sort of stuff. But this island itself is a node between the two worlds, and if what is happening is going to happen, this island could be entirely destroyed. This island is not safe. I sound like of course, people are going to want to doubt me and say that I'm crazy, but think about it. You take a spin top and you spin it, the most unstable part that shakes the most around all over the place and goes into all different freaking directions and positions is the very center of the freaking the very center of the spin top. It's like in the biggest wobble, I would say. The rest just wobbles left and right, but the center is like the part that is actually left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Isn't that true? Yeah, exactly. The water is rising as the wobble continues and the speed declines. The water is going to settle back to the center of the spin top, which is where BarBADos is, and we're going to have some weird effects. I told people this is going to happen. They're still doubting me. Of course, because I've been the one who's been abused. No one is going to have that respect to listen to me. I ended up alone. This is going to be really odd right now, this part right here. But I ended up alone living on this island. And yeah, I've just got a character standing up and I'm talking. I could take on, let's see if I have a mission here that's like a single monster, because fighting three of them at once is going to take a while. I just want to speak a bit more, and then I'm done here. Oh my god, why would I want to take that? That's a normal Magnum. That's a normal Magnum, that is. Alright. So I'm gonna go on ahead and yeah, just going ahead and slay this thing. Alright, so Magnum specifically is weak to quest info. Anti-notes, right? That's it. Magnum is going to be, I think that's one of the final, like, before you get the DLC, yeah, somewhere around here. So that is, dang it, man, that's water mostly. Alright, so I'm just going to get my water weapon. I keep going into items, into the freaking item section. Alright, so my water weapon is right here. That's 320. The elemental water energy or water damage is 26. I think that's good enough. That's good enough. It is. I could get a crab suit as well, but let's just go on ahead. So the island is gonna be very unstable in these last days for this chapter on this earth that we're calling the age of Aquarius, right? Go check it if you doubt me. If you think that I'm talking shit, we went from the age of Pisces, I think, the age of some shit. We moved from the zodiac ages, and we moved away from some age, and we are now in what is called the age of Aquarius. And the Aquarius sign is like labeled as we get like periods where rain isn't falling at all, and then all of a sudden we get drowned in rain. Like, no matter where you are on the earth, anyone can attest to this right now and say that it's definitely true. The age of Aquarius gives the sign of some angel or something pouring water onto the earth, And that's, you can't see it as that isn't what's happening, right? So the instability right now of the balance between water and land is really bad already, and we're gonna have water returning to this island as well. Not good, man. Like in the slightest at all. Like not good, not good. And get that down here. And yeah, let's kill a freaking Magnamalo, man. And this kind of far, but not too far. Let's just speed dash. Speed dash over here, or be around here. I need that. I need that. There we go. Yeah. So the island itself, like I keep telling you from the beginning of this episode, this video, because it's a random like little playthrough of my Monster Hunter Rise, just going through these event missions. This is going to be really bad, man. Like I remember when I was going to school, secondary school, I was like way younger compared to now, and we had some slight little tremor, right? And we had major damage in the town, like buildings cracked up, beginning to, imagine if you get an earthquake, this island would just drop right in. I any retard would know that I'm actually on point. Who experienced that tremor on this island would know that I'm totally correct. This island is not safe. We barely get a freaking earthquake. We're dead. This island is gonna drop right in. We're gonna have major damage, collapses. People are gonna die. I do not know why people still live on this dying island. It is crazy. Anyways, we're not being evacuated. All the shit that's going on the freaking earth is crazy as fuck. I'm gonna curse. I'm gonna swear. I'm sorry. But we still living on this island is mad and crazy. I'd like to know why they still have us here. But anyways, Magnamalo, take that damage, fool. I ain't scared, you bitch. You see how I just dash away from it? I'm just dashing. It's just the area is so large, so it looks like I'm running slow. But this character is like dashing some freaking distance, man. Oh my god. I think that's a turf war, they call it, and two monsters, or it just showed up. It could have been a turf war, but I don't think they noticed each other yet. I got it. Who are you slashing at? Dang ton, fire kitty. Dang fire kitty. Oh god. Got ya. That's another one. He's stumbling already. Piece of shit. Yeah, so this island is not safe. The Devil's Pit is gonna, like, literally open up. And, all that's going on, they're speaking about, oh, it could be CERN opening that portal. That's gonna be the bottomless pit. That, too. So there's gonna be a physical and a spiritual. There's always, like, a reference between the two. The masculine is more connected to the physical. The feminine is more connected to the spiritual. And that's definitely it. So the spiritual bottomless pit, they're going to be opening. That's the Chronicle says it is most likely going to happen because the entities that instill the information in those writers, they're like not from here, and they definitely gave us future knowledge. It's going to happen. It isn't fairy tale. It isn't like, although the fairy tales reference reality that was hidden from this earth. It isn't fake. I'm trying to say. But long story short, made short, this island ain't safe. People who looking to heavily invest here, like just help the people out. But this island ain't gonna make it. America most likely will, but at what expense? Like most of the island is got me saying island. Most of the dying country is gonna end up under the water anyways. So imagine a tiny ass little island. That's all I'm trying to say. Imagine a tiny island is dead, man. It's freaking dead. Oh my god, that was close. Dang it. Ooh, explosions. Alright, I shouldn't be taking damage here, but I'm barely focusing. Let me see if it's focusing. I think that's that's one of those. Alright, cool. Gotcha. I shouldn't be being hit by that. I should have dodged between, but I'm kind of trying to rush this, to be honest. I should be healing also too, because if I get hit by another one of these, got him, I knew it. That's why I took the risk. That's why I took that risk. Alright, let's see if I can get you to bump your head. That's gonna be alright, so here is good. Come on. I think this is gonna work good. And I've got to find, so I've got to turn you around, and 3 bumps would have been nice. You want as much damage as you can get, of course. This is one of the bigger monsters. Jeez. Alright, let me get my way away from here. If you get a big enough hit, you can't move for a space of time. Come on, I've got to heal. Yeah, so the Devil's Pit is real. This island is right on the top of it. It affects everyone who lives here. They're more evil than they might have been if they lived somewhere else. It literally works that way, and I've been conscious of that from since a young age, and I've always been like extra careful with these people, man. Like, oh, come on, pull away. Alright. But is this thing about, oh, he's weird, he's this and that? No, I'm just conscious, man. I just know what the hell is going on around here. That's a butterfly. Give me some more. Attack. Attack power. Ooh. I'm not scared of you, you big, stupid fire kitty lug. Ah, dang it. I could die if I'm not careful. I could faint, and that's definitely not the plan. Like, I don't even like fainting even once. So if I faint even once in a Monster Hunter mission, I just start it right over. Because to me, this game especially is easy as hell. And it's a dang insult to faint even once. So I just started the mission over. I'm not doing that. This video could end up being like 2 hours or some shit, and I'm not looking to do that. So let's just chase this thing down and get this over with. But yeah. The center of the bucket, the water is going to fall right back down to the bottom of the bucket. The bottom of the bucket is BarBADos. For those who still try to doubt me, I'm going to make a video like later down the road, maybe later this year. I'm going to be doing some video edits again. I'm going to have some graphs, some images that are literally from this world map, proving the science of how this island is at the center of the world map. And that causes all that I've been speaking about. The water is going to return here. And this is not going to be a livable land anymore. I'm just saying, oh god, so my pup, I call it, has to be on fire, running around in circles, panicking, and when it's doing that, I can't even call it. I do need it for my, like, high-speed air tackles and stuff. But I'm good enough that I don't, because I completed, that's Monster Hunter. I completed Monster Hunter Portable 3rd on the PlayStation. You know, that was a Japanese exclusive, but we've had some fan translations and stuff. I completed that game. I've played all the games. I completed the majority of 4 Ultimate, but you know, these people, these Capcom people, are like, I like to call them crazy. They kind of overdo it a lot of the time. That game is like, that game is so long. But I completed the majority of 4 Ultimate. I played the older, more classical Monster Hunter games, so dogs running around with these pets, that never existed in Monster Hunter, and it makes it a lot easier to maneuver and stuff like that, but I don't need it. So imagine if I have this, it's gonna be maybe sometimes a bit too easy for me, huh? So sometimes when I really want to challenge myself, I send these pups home and I just fight alone, and it's still, but I'm making this video, I'm trying to keep my focus while it's playing, so I'm not going to be doing that. Oh god. Get that fire off of me. And as well, oh shit. So this is where we've got to run. And this dog, this Palamute you call him, becomes handy because I can just run out of the vicinity. Oh my god, so I got a direct hit from that tail because it was on the tail whilst it was blasting. But, you know, I've got really good armor, and this is a nice game for those of you who were thinking about... Whoa. So I guess... Oh no, I'm not fighting both of those. Not doing it. Knock it out. I think it flew off. I'm not. No, it's still here. That's an ambush? No, it just changed location, so we're fine. If it says ambush on the screen and you're fighting that other second monster that was there just now, just run away. I tell you, just freaking run away. The ambush could be an instant death. You most likely don't have the armors that I'm dealing with here. If you're just new to playing this, especially. So, all right, come on. Yeah, I'm just rushing it because I was definitely going to attack there. That was a bad timing. But this thing should be dead. I don't know. I'm quite sure too, some monsters in the game, they purposely make it that the monsters, they should be dead. And I guess they give them infinite health so that the monsters seem strong. Because I'm playing, this is a, just jump off, come on. This is a freaking, why are you running? My god, just fucking jump off. They give the monsters infinite health or some shit so that they would seem strong, because you see how quickly I ended off those monsters in the mission before, right? This... Oh my god. Just because it's Magnum Malo, they're giving Magnum Malo some sort of like favor in health, and it's like, oh, it's not gonna die as yet. Capcom is that crazy, I tell you. So this thing should be dead already. Like, I'm quite sure. I checked the numbers. I had enough time to myself to do that. Capcom is a bitch. Like, literally, Capcom is a fucking bitch. These are the same people that created Street Fighter, and, you know, these people like their games to seem all tough and, like, big boy. So they do a lot of shit behind the scenes sometimes, and I don't agree with it at all. It's fucking ridiculous. I really want to end this video off, and I can't because this fucking thing would not die. It's crazy. I've got master rank weapons. I've got master rank armor. This thing is even like bluffing my health every time it hits me with a full attack. As you could have seen for the past half hour. I'd sit here 15 minutes. This is annoying as hell. But yeah, the Devil's Pit is real. This island is not safe. I really do, I want to go and speak to some officials and stuff like that. My parents are going to be like, the hell? Maybe if they watch this video or they hear me right now making it. But I really need to get the word out there about what is, you know, the governments won't like that. They don't like panic, anything of the sort. But really and truly, you've got to think about the fact that, you know, if it's a larger land and most of the earth is going to be damaged, it isn't right if you want to leave people on a freaking island just because it's an island, leave them to die or like suffrage or anything of the sort. Like, these people need to dang evacuate, man. And like, I'm on the island right now as I speak, making this video, and it is scary as hell. All is going on the earth. The entire ring of fire is activated. All they've been saying for the past few years, right? That was close as hell, right? The tail there almost like jabbed me. Come on, you should be dead, you piece of shit. Oh, fuck. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah. Gotta roll 3 times to get that fire. Is like this cursed fire that it has control over. Oh my god. Ah, another one. Jesus, the roar itself. It wasn't hit there, but the roar knocks you back too. Then the if you're close enough, the roar stuns you that you can't move. Like, Capcom is like insane, man. Insane. This thing should be dead. This thing literally should be dead. Like, it falls over and then gets back up. Just because it's the main monster of the game, they're like, oh, it has to seem strong, so don't let it die. And the developing team had to be like, oh, okay then, so we just, for a certain amount of time, we give it infinite health. I guess that'd make our director, like, pleased. Alright, come on. Come on, you piece of shit. Oh. It's so fucking annoying. Look at my health. If I faint here, I'm going to be so annoyed. Jesus, this is crazy. Like, I'm usually way more focused than this. I don't end up using potions, but like, I'm thinking about what I'm saying. This is a video I'm doing here. That is commentary, right? Ah, you should be dead, you piece of shit. Come on, good. I got him this time. So me go on ahead. Get some damage off. Get some damage off. Where is it? Where is it? Shit, it ran out of stamina, so I had to stop. Because I'm rushing it. I usually balance that out, that my stamina doesn't run out, then I just combo again. I'm going to be hit by this blast, this curse blast. Do I get this off of me? Good. Come on, rain is falling outside. The earth is wetter and everything is getting weird, and people are still trying to tell themselves, oh, this isn't, all this stuff they're talking about isn't going to happen. The earth is fine. Bunch of shit. That's like cells in someone's body. Someone's body could be sick. If you've ever watched Osmosis Jones and everyone is still going on with their lives, like, oh, nothing's wrong. The mirror is saying that we're fine, so we're fine. Bunch of shit. Alright. Oh my god. Tell me it isn't. Tell me it isn't. Yes, it is. Oh, man, that was just one of those rage explosions. Get away from that blast. Oh, that was a defensive. One of those defensive fairies. Is a fairy for sure. I'm just going to take that. Yep. Get my defense risen somewhat. Oh, God. Imagine if I didn't just hit that. My health would be a bit lower for sure. Alright, we're dead. I knew it. Fuck it. Like, you see how easily I took down the monster before at this is why I fucking hate Capcom. I'm really good at this. Like, let me just go out and show you. I did this, I swear, on, alright, let me see, instead of pause game, let me go to abandon quest, return from quest, because I still want my items and stuff that I got, right? I made it through. It's just that I have a book here. I have my camera placed on it. I'm like peeping around to see the screen, trying to focus as well. I should have been able to kill that. Like, my video right now is 52 minutes because of that fucking shit. They purposely make it that the monster is I remember I played I have, let me see, hold on a second. Let me just go back to my I also have, this is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. And I remember I had a weapon that was like way above the level scale for the mission I was doing. And I was fighting Astalos, right? And I had enough damage doing on this thing that it should have definitely died. And it was not dying. And I was so pissed. And I remember, oh, wait a minute. They make it that the monster can't die just so that you can't get the materials fast enough. Like, too early in the game. And I stopped playing it literally for that reason. I still got it. I'm going to play it at some point when I get the feeling to play it again. But Capcom is a piece of shit. I'm so sorry for these Street Fighter fans, especially here in Barbados and wherever else. But Capcom definitely overdoes it. I completed the story in Street Fighter 6. I've got Street Fighter 6 as well. But the amount of time that I had to put into the game just to finish that story and like get everything that I wanted to do done, I was playing like day after day, back to back, just to finish that fucking game. And it's fucking crazy. I'm going to challenge myself to beat this off video as well, but I'm going to make a part 2 to this where I kind of detail this video, where I kind of detail the sciences of how what I'm saying is definitely true. And stay tuned for that. But until then, this has been Mr. Pokemon 907. Yeah. Alright, let me just show you something, right? Let me go to my, just go to my manage equipment, change equipment. Look on the left of the screen. My weapon right now is 320. The element is kind of low, yeah? But that's like 183 defense, level 30, maxed out, 180, 84. I've got master rank shit on. With like that also got like curio upgraded. Look at the curio marks on them, those little like fairy looking things. I completed this freaking game. So then I go on here. Let me show you something as well. And say how I finished up to, this is master rank 5, master rank 6. And yeah, I still got a few more to do here. I think it's 7 is the last. I don't know, but I've practically beaten the majority of this freaking game. And I'm currently at this is Primordial Malzeno. That is Master Rank 6, right? Look, Capcom is crazy as fuck, man. I'm raw. I'm being raw right here. Capcom is crazy as fucking hell. The extent these games go to, I understand you want some heavy challenge and stuff like that. Like, yeah, but this is crazy. Like, how easily they killed those monsters before compared to that Magnum. All I understand is one of the main bosses, but that's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I've got a weapon with 300 and something attack. Maybe I should have a 400 and something attack weapon, right? But it isn't much more than that, believe it or not. Anyway, BarBADos sits above the Devil's Pit, and the Devil's Pit is going to collapse in the last days. We need to evacuate these people. All right. Yeah. So that is it. Mr. Pokemon 907. Until next episode, I'm thinking I'm going to continue my Mario Kart series. I, of course, have that here. The card is in the system as well. Yeah. I could continue that, but I gave myself a break because the DLC is like 12 cups, and playing Mario Kart back to back to back, I kind of lose my momentum. Like, it's gonna get boring. There's a lot of other details, like I can't do it. So yeah. So that's coming eventually soon from now. I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna be doing that cup by cup. You can look forward to those videos, and then after that directly would be Mario Kart World 150cc, and then I'm done with Mario Kart. Yeah, I got a lot of demos in here. This, yep, Entropy Effect X has a demo for Nintendo Switch 1. This is Switch 2 that I'm on, but you can also play Switch 1 demos and stuff like that. Entropy Effect X has a demo, and it's really cool. It's cool as hell. You're gonna like it. Yakuza Kiwami 3 Dark Tides has a demo. There's a lot of awesome games here. And I might do a series of this if I can get it to operate well enough on in the handheld mode. I might do a recording of this just to show that this game is playable despite all the shit people talk about it. The cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts, because they're gonna have a digital release more than likely announced. I hope so. I do hope so. Alright, so that's it for this episode. Until next this video. Thank you for watching. This has been Mr. Pokemon 07. Remember, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever and whenever you're watching. Until next video, enjoy.